Now we've completed our cookie shape. It's time to start adding some thickness and making this be able to cut a cookie. I look at a plan that I've created of another cookie cutter. So this cookie cutter here, I'm looking at the bottom of it. That's why it's written Han backwards. But this cookie cutter here has a few edges to it. If I look, it's kind of stepped. So what that step looks like is if I slice this edge right here and looked at it, this is what this step looks like. So this is that spline line, and I'm going to offset up out 1 millimeter, and I'm going to extrude it 15 millimeters. And then I'm going to offset out 2 millimeters and extrude it 13 millimeters. So this kind of gives us a body, and this gives us our cutting edge. So this 1 millimeter cutting edge will just cut nice through the cookie. And then I'm going to offset it out 4 millimeters and extrude it down 4 millimeters. And that's going to give me this ring around the outside, this nice thick ring, so that I have something to grip and pull the cookie back out of the cookie cutter. So I'm going to zoom back in on this area right here. And I'm going to start my offsets. So those offsets happen inside of this sketch. I'm still in design. I want to open up my sketches and double click sketch 1. So I'm going to start out by doing an offset. Clicking this line right here, dragging it out. And I'm going to click on this line. Now that puts it to the inside. I want to go out, so I'm going to drag it. And if I take a look, to go out I actually have to go negative. So I'm going to go -1 and hit enter. Come back to my inside profile again. I'm going to hit offset. Click both sides. Drag it out the direction I want. I notice that's negative again. I'm going to go -2 this time. There's my body of my cookie cutter. I'm going to offset one more time. Click both those, drag it out, and that's -4. So now I have my sketch set up for my cutting edge, that's 15, my body, which is 13, and my grip, which is 4 millimeters. So now I'm going to hit finish sketch, and I'm going to start turning this into 3D so I can see what's happening. So I'm going to actually build this in the negative, so then it'll make it work a little bit better for me. So I'm going to hit extrude, and I'm going to grab this first interior. So again, here's my cutting edge, and my cutting edge I'm going to go, this is positive, I want to go in the negative, and I'm going to go 15 millimeters. If I go to my home view, I can see here's my surfboard. If I turn my sketch back on, and I see it's above my sketch, I want it below my sketch. So I'm going to double click on there. And I forgot to put -15 millimeters and send it down. All right. So if you haven't yet, turn your sketch back on. I'm going to hit extrude again. Now I'm going to go to my second ring. My second ring distance, I'm going to bring this down. My operation, make sure it says join right here, so it sticks these two together. And I'm going to go -13 and hit enter. And now I have a nice cutting edge that's only 1 millimeter wide, and then that part's 2 millimeters wide, so it'll cut that cookie off a little bit easier. Do one last extrude. This outer group, -4 millimeters. And again, we want to join it and hit OK. So now I have this nice cookie cutter. It's got a nice grip edge that I can pull back up, and it's going to sturdy everything up. And I'm ready to go with the outside of my cookie cutter. So that's the actual cuts all done.